road will impact on include Tashar Gawo Bodinga, Gidan Bango, Bare-bari, Kurusu, Kaurar Damalle, Darhela, Badau, Rugar Kaya, Gwargawa, and Sifawa. And this road will also go closer to many communities in the eastern part of Bodinga local government. Absence of this road had for decades made transportation of goods and services a very challenging one, as even on Akada, one has to pay more than 2,000 naira to reach a village in Bodinga local government from the headquarters of this local government. If this road is being completed, no doubt it will ease transportation, and this amount of money being expended by inhabitants will drastically reduce to the barest minimum.
Ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Allah muna roƙonka muna tawassuli da Alƙur'ani ka kawo mana dukan alkhairi ka kare mana dukan sharri ka samu gama da duniya lafiya. Ya Allah muna roƙonka muna tawassuli da Alƙur'ani ka yi wa mai girma shugaban ƙasar Najeriya jagora zuwa ga abin da kake so kake yarda da shi, ka tsare shi ka kare shi daga abin da ba daidai ba, ka ƙara masa ƙwazo wajen shawo kan matsalolin da suke damun al'ummar Najeriya. Allah muna roƙonka muna tawassuli da Alƙur'ani ka yi wa mai girma gwamnan jihar Sokoto jagora zuwa ga daidai da gane daidai da aikata daidai. Allah waɗannan ayyuka da ya fara zuba a cikin wannan kwanaki guda 100, Allah ka bashi ƙwarin gwiwa ya doge akan haka, ci gaba da samar da ayyuka masu ma'ana ga al'ummar jihar Sokoto. Allah ka zama gatansa ka kare shi gabansa da bayansa. Allah kuma ka daɗa masa lafiya da zama lafiya. Muna yin irin wannan addu'a ga jagoran APC na jihar Sokoto, wanda ake cewa gwamna janaral na jihar Arewa ta Yamma. Allah ya ƙara masa lafiya da zama lafiya. Shekarun nan nasu Allah ya ƙara musu yawa, ya cika su da lafiya da zama lafiya da wadata da imani da kyawun ayyuka. Ya Allah dukkanmu bayinka ne masu bukatu zuwa gare ka, Allah ka biya duka bukatunmu na alkhairi. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Innal ladhina amanu wa 'amilus solihati yahdihim rabbuhum biimanihim تجري من تحتهم الأنهار في جنات النعيم دعواهم فيها سبحانك اللهم وتحيتهم فيها سلام وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. اللهم لك الحمد أنت الذي وليت أسوج بولا أحمد تنبو رئاسة نيجيريا بقدرتك، فأعنه على إقامة العدل فيها. اللهم لك الحمد أنت الذي وليت أحمد علي رئاسة ولاية سوكوتو برحمتك، فأعنه على إقامة العدل فيها، ويسر له إصلاح كل ما فسد فيها، وكن له وليا ومعينا ومغيثا ونصيرا. ربنا اغفر لنا ولوالدينا وللمؤمنين يوم يقوم الحساب. اللهم صل على محمد وآله وصحبه وسلم. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون، وسلام على المرسلين، والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Your Excellencies, the flag of ceremony of the 11.6 Ashford Gawatar Hela Sifawa road project to be performed by the former governor of former Sokoto State, Malam Abdul Karim, is being televised live on the network service of the NTA. Your Excellency, it's now my singular honor and privilege to invite the special advisor to the Sokoto State Governor on rural roads, Malami Muhammad Galadanchi, to please come forward and deliver his welcome address. Honorable Special Advisor.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Sokoto State, the People's Governor, Dr. Ahmad Ali Sokoto, FCNA PhD. Your Excellency, distinguished Senator, Sarkin Yakin Sokoto, Sarkin Yamma Sokoto, our mentor, our leader, our father, the Governor General, Northwest, has been said by the Vice President. Alhaji Mallam Ali Maga Takarda Wamaku. The Honorable Speaker, Sokoto State Assembly, the former governor.
Road projects to be flagged off at this moment are 3 in number, 2 in Bodinga local government and 1 in Silame local government. The first one is the 11.6 kilometer Gao Darhela Sifawa Road in Bodinga local government. And the second one is 4.6 kilometer road from Takatuku village to Daudawa village in Bodinga local government, as well as the 7.6 kilometer Gande Tomale Goheto to Fako villages in Silame local government area of Sokoto State. The event is to be officially performed by the former governor of Sokoto State, Malam Yahya Abdul Karim of the former Sokoto State government.
My Lord, the Grand Kadi, our own, the party chairman of our own party, of the largest party in Africa, then our national coordinator of this program, Engineer Odinga. Invited guests, gentlemen of the press, Assalamu alaikum. You are welcome to yet another remarkable achievement to the further administration led by His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Sokoto State, Alhaji Ahmad Ali, PhD, FCN. For flag up of the 3 roads, namely Tashar Gawo Darhela, Badau Sifawa, Takatuku Dandamu in Bodinga local government area, and Gandemale Goy Topako in Silame local government area of Sokoto State. Across 23 local government areas will receive different interventions of rural access and agricultural marketing project, RAM. We will leave no stone unturned in rural transformation as promised by His Excellency during his electioneering campaign. I therefore urge all the beneficiaries of this project to accord the contractors handling the project all required support needed in executing this project. Once again, I welcome all to this ceremony and wish all of us safe journey back to our destination. Thank you and wassalamu alaikum.
Address by the Special Advisor on Rural Roads, Malami Muhammad Galadanchi, to the State Governor. The provision of these roads is very critical, even in the provision of effective healthcare services to the people. Transportation from rural villages to health facilities remain a critical challenge where there is no good roads. And these roads will help a lot in socio-economic development of rural communities in Sokoto State.
Today is, of course, a remarks by the National Coordinator of Rural Access and Agricultural Marketing Project, RAAMF, Engineer Amin Muhammad Bodinga. Engineer, please come forward and deliver your address.
National Coordinator, Rural Access and Agricultural Marketing Project, Engineer Aminu Muhammad Boding has been invited to make his address.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Sokoto State, Dr. Ahmed Aliyu, FCNA, His Excellency and distinguished Senator Aliyu Magatakar Dawamako, the former Minister of Police Affairs and my brother, Honorable Speaker of Sokoto State House of Assembly and the members of the State House of Assembly here present, His Excellency, the former Governor of the former Sokoto State, Mala Yahya Abdul Karim, the Secretary to the Sokoto State Government, Chief of Staff, members of State Executive here present, local government sole administrators here present, representative of His Eminence, the Sultan of Sokoto State, traditional rulers here present, Chief Judge and Grand Cadi of Sokoto State, head of security agencies, members of the press, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the entire management and the staff of Rural Access and Agricultural Marketing Project RAM, I congratulate Your Excellency and the entire good people of Sokoto State, particularly the benefiting communities of Oromio, Teshagao, Gidambango, Kurusu, Kauradamale, Ruga Ige, Darihela, Badau, Rugakaya, and Sifa on this landmark occasion for the official flag off of the construction of 11.6 kilometer asphalted road under RAM. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a record today's event will also witness the official flag off for the construction of not only 11.6 kilometer Teshagao Darihela Sifa Badau Road, but also include 4.6 kilometer Takatuku Dandamu Road and 7.6 kilometer Gande Male Gohito Faku roads. The collaborations between the Sokoto State government under the able leadership of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Sokoto State, Dr. Ahmed Ali, FCNA, the federal government, the World Bank, and the French Development Agency signals the restoration of hope to our teeming populace living in the rural areas. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the journey so far of RAM did not start today. The RAM today is therefore a third generation of the project which has its established objective, the improvement of rural access and agricultural marketing in participating states, while strengthening the financial and institutional base for effective development, maintenance, and management of rural road network. As you all know, ASEX remains at the cutting edge of development, especially in developing rural areas. Therefore, providing access and connectivity between agricultural markets and production centers is certain to tilt the microeconomic indices in the rural areas in favor of the local farmers and first-tier sellers of the produce. This can only be achieved through the improvement and maintenance of rural roads. Your Excellency, permit me to mention a few achievements made under this project since its inception. The project was initially piloted in Kaduna and Cross River State, where over 900 kilometers of rural road were constructed, 167 number culverts and small bridges, while over 2,000 jobs, 50% of which are female, were generated. The successes recorded paved way for the expansion of the project to cover additional 5 states, namely Adamawa, Enugu, Niger, Osun, and Imo State. In this state, about 2,000 rural roads were rehabilitated, 98 number of small culverts and bridges were also constructed in the state, while 360 kilometers are currently under construction in Imo State. The huge success recorded in this state under the project gave rise to the current Rural Access and Agricultural Marketing Project. Therefore, this new project is not only providing access, but will also improve selected agricultural marketing in the state. Currently, the project is having 19 states, of which Sokoto is part of those 19 states. Ladies and gentlemen, it is worthy to note today, under the able leadership of His Excellency, Sokoto State is one of the states that commenced the construction and rehabilitation of rural roads in this state. This collaboration is a welcome development not only to the Mr. President, as well as the Federal Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, but also to the development partners that are supporting the project. Ladies and gentlemen, in line with the priorities of the present administration in providing access for the evacuation of agricultural farm produce to the nearest market and processing centers, the project will also create employment by organizing people living across the road corridors into registered cooperative organizations with the purpose of providing routine maintenance. It is also important to note that here the project will support the improvement of agricultural market. Your Excellency, Bodinga market is also part of the benefiting market, including in Lela and some other identified agricultural markets in the state. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, in order to ensure the sustainability of the road constructed under the project in all the participating states, the project aims to support the establishment of State Road Fund and the Rural Access Road Agency. In this regard, so far 10 states out of the 19 states have passed the bills into law, while 9 states have placed the bill in their various state house of assemblies. Your Excellency, I wish to reiterate the commitment of the Federal Project Management Unit of the Rural Access and Agricultural Marketing Project, as well as the development partners, for providing financing and all necessary technical support for the successful implementation of the project, particularly in Sokoto State and remaining participating states. Finally, I wish to congratulate His Excellency once again. I believe by next year we should be able to celebrate and come back here to commission some of these projects. It is also important to note about 1,350 kilometers will receive different types of intervention in the state. 5 agricultural markets will equally be developed. Your Excellency, today I'm not only standing here as the national coordinator of this very important project, but also I'm an indigene of Sokoto State. Not only being an indigene of Sokoto State, I am from here. So definitely you will realize that I will be as happy as the benefiting communities living across these road corridors. Thank you very much. I wish us a successful flag off of this project.
Address delivered by the National Coordinator, Rural Access and Agricultural Marketing Project, Engineer Aminu Muhammad Bodinga. These roads are going to be of great impact, considering the critical challenges faced by these communities in socio-economic activities of their life. Transportation remain critical to them, as moving from Bodinga local government headquarters to villages in the eastern part of Bodinga local government is very, very taxing, more especially with the removal of fuel subsidy. Cost of reaching some villages is more than 2,000 naira on Okada. However, with the development, reaching them when this road is being completed, they will have a transportation ease of services and the goods, particularly their agricultural produce. Now time is for the invitation to His Excellency to present his address, Dr. Ahmad Aliyu Sakkwato FCNA, who will later on invite the special guest and the former governor of Sokoto State, Malami Haya Abdul Karim, to deliver his address and flag off the formal construction of these 3 roads. That is the 11.6 kilometer Tashargawo Darhela Sifawa Road and the 4.6 kilometer Takatuku Daurawa Road in Bodinga local government, as well as 7.6 kilometer Gande Tomale Gwahito Tofako villages in Silami local government areas of Sokoto State.
Other distinguished personalities here with us, before I invite His Excellency, the best performing governor, onto the podium, I would like to remind the whole world that our governor is a very performing governor. This is the personality who has been able to execute well over 100 projects in 100 days in office. His Excellency has so far drilled over 50 boreholes in different locations in the state metropolis. His Excellency has been able to renovate over 45 secondary schools in various local governments of the state. This is in addition to over 10 township roads projects which we've commissioned, and also has quite a number of projects that are still lying awaiting commissioning. Your Excellency, it's now my singular honor and privilege to invite you to address this gathering, and then later on invite the former governor who will commission, who will flag off the project of this Darhela Sifawa Road. Your Excellency, sir.
Okay.
ولا قوة إلا بالله قبل سيعمل كم عليك تسكير كفاونا ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله قبل سيعمل كم عليك تسكير كفاونا بالإيمان ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله قبل سيعمل gaskiyar kama wani mai ba wala kota illa billahi wala sai an ayyuka gaskiyar kama wani mai ba
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على نبي الكريم. Our special guest of honor of this very occasions and the former governor of all Sokoto, Malam Yahya Abdul Karim, our leader in the state, distinguished Senator Aliyu Magatakardawa muku sarkin yamman Sokoto, sarkin yakin Sokoto, Mr. Speaker, Deputy Speaker, members of the National and the State Assembly here present, representative of His Eminence, the Sultan of Sokoto, Galadi Mangari, Alhaji Aliyu Attahiru, Chairman of our great party,
Honorable Sadiq Isa Achida, my father, former Minister of Police Affairs, and Katukan Sokoto, Alhaji Muhammadu Megari Dingyadi, former Deputy Governors of Sokoto, Imo and the Zamfara State, Coordinator RAM Program, Mala Aminu Mohammed, Ambassadors, Grand Kadi, Honorable Commissioners and Special Advisors, SSG and the Chief of Staff, traditional leaders, religious groups, politicians, captain of industries, women groups, our youth, distinguished audience, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. All praises are due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for sparing our lives to witness this important ceremony, marking the commencement of construction of the following roads projects. 1. 4.5 kilometer road from Takatuku to Lulu Karama to Lulu Babba to Kambazawa to Dandamu. This road is awarded to the cost of 669 million naira. The second road is 11.52 kilometer. This road is from Tashel Gao to Gidan Bango to Kurusu to Malé to Darhela to Rega Igi to Badau to Kargawa to Rugakaya and to Sipawa. The road is awarded to the cost of 1,400,000,000. The third road is 7.7 kilometer Gande to Male to Gohito to Poka Road in Silami local government to the cost of 1 billion naira. It is pertinent to state here that these roads are being constructed under the aegis of Rural Asset and Agricultural Marketing Project, RAM, which is a collaboration by the World Bank, Current Development Agency, federal government, and more importantly, the Sokoto State governments. These projects are embodiments of our administration commitment to bridging gaps and empowering people through embodiment of the benefiting communities along road corridor and road maintenance and enhancement connectivity from farm to our markets. With this project, we are paving the way of economic growth to improve livelihood and prosperity of our rural dwellers. This unity of purpose reflects our shared vision to uplift the lives of people of Sokoto State, particularly those in rural areas who are backbone of our agrarian economy. Rural Road Assets and Agricultural Marketing Project RAM seek to create a lasting impact that signifies our resolve to provide better access to market for our hardworking farmers, to reduce the post-harvest losses and unlock the true potential of our agricultural sector. Hence, we are laying the foundation for increased agricultural productivity and economic prosperity of our people. As we embark on this journey, I am reminded of our boundless potential lies within our state. The roads we are commencing today are part of possibilities of a tangible manifestation of our commitment to the welfare and progress of every citizen. I want to urge all those interested with bridging this project to work hard and supervise engineers, planners, and the entire project team to work tirelessly, effectively, and practically to ensure the timely and successful completion of this project, and indeed all other projects. At this juncture, I would like to profoundly express our appreciation to our development partners, specifically the World Bank, Range Development Agency, and indeed federal government of Nigeria for their immense support and cooperation towards achievement of our lofty goals. In conclusion, let me immensely thank the entire people of Sokoto State for their support of this administration. I do appreciate the continued prayers for the success of our government. Finally, I now have the honor and the privilege to invite the former governor of all Sokoto State, Malam Yahya Abdul Karim MNI, to flag out the construction of this road. Thank you and wassalamu alaikum.
By the Executive Governor of Sokoto State, Dr. Ahmed Aliyu Sokoto FCNA, who invites now his special guest, Malam Yahya Abdul Karim MNI, of former Sokoto State, to come and present his address and formally flag off the construction of these 3 road projects, the length of which is about 23 kilometers, and the cost is over 3 billion naira, to be carried out by the Sokoto State government in collaboration with the Rural Road Access Roads and Agricultural Marketing Project of the Presidency.
Your Excellencies, it's now my single honor and privilege to invite our governor, Dr. Ahmed Ali Sokoto, to invite the former governor of former Sokoto State, Malam MLI, who will make a remark and then plug out this project. Your Excellencies.
I now have the honor and the privilege to respectfully invite our special guest, the former governor of former Sokoto State, Malam Yahya Abdul Karim MNI.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Sokoto State, Dr. Ahmed Ali, Your Excellency, the former Senator, former Governor, shugaban siyasa arewa maso yamma Aliyu maka suka dawa muku hajiya idan wani yara aka ba shi kuɗi wani in ya kashi da shi sorry for interruption. Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Sokoto State, Honorable Speaker, Chief Judge, and the Grand Kadi, former Deputy Governors, Party Chairman, members of the National Assembly, President, members of State House of Assembly, honorable commissioners, representative of eminent Sultan of Sokoto, Vladimir Gari, former Minister Alabina Gari, former Ambassador Sahabi Sagada, distinguished elder statesman Senator Kambaba, district heads of Bodinga, Sipawa, Bingadi, SLP Chief of Staff, distinguished members of entourage, members of press, ladies and gentlemen. A week ago was 100 days. 7 days today, the executive governor will not allow us to rest. We are doing one or another program within Sokoto. We have seen a lot of wonders. What the executive governor did with the shortest possible time is more than what another governor can do in 8 years. We are here now in Bodinga to start the actual transformation of rural areas, which is part of his intention to transform the state so that a villager will feel that he is in the urban area. Building a road at the beginning of transformation of rural areas. I'm not going to conclude speech in this manner. I will do it in such a way that wanda aka waya sani shine zai yi jawabi akan Hausa, so that mutanen ƙauyukan nan da aka lattaba san cewa yau ci gaba ya zo inda suke. Ci gaba yana zuwa jama'a a babban ginshiƙin ci gaba shine hanya
hanyar mota ko min girman ƙauye ko gari in ba ya da hanya to ƙauye ne, kuma ko min ƙanƙantar ƙauye in yana da hanya to birni ne. Saboda haka ƙauyukan nan da aka tsara yau sun zama birane. Ba shi ba muna yi lokacin da in zamu hanyoyin ƙauyuka muka yi musu abin da ake ce ma surface dressing, domin surface dressing kwanta ce ake shahawa da yake saboda ba yawan traffic tana daɗewa amma ba kwarai ba. To alhamdulillah kamar yadda na gani yanzu waɗanda hanyoyi da za a yi asphalt nasu za a yi, wato za a shafa musu nylon waɗanda yake na tabbatar da idan aka yi su za su shekara ba iyaka ba su lalace ba. Don haka ina mutanen ƙauyukan nan da aka rattaba a zanawa hanyoyi ku tashi ku ce kun gode ma gwamnan jihar Sokoto, ku ce kun gode, kun gode, kun gode. To idan kun gode ina so tun daga yau ranar ga ta yau ku ci gaba da gwamnatin Sokoto da gwamnan Sokoto da mukarrabansa addu'a Allah Ubangiji ya ba shi damar ci gaba da wannan ayyuka. Domin idan aka yi haka insha Allah da ku da mu da su da mu amfana. Don haka jama'a ku tashi tsaye ku gode mu gwamna kuma ku mana addu'a. Addu'a tana da muhimmanci kwarai da gaske. Don haka muna fatan za ku ci gaba da mana addu'a. Allah ya taimake mu gwamna, Allah ya taimake ka. Allah ya ba ƙwarin gwiwa ci gaba da kyautata ma ƙauyukan jihar Sokoto. Insha Allah idan aka ci gaba da haka shekara 8 nan gaba, don na yi maka shekara 8. Shekara 8 nan gaba insha Allah za ku ga canjin da ba taɓa gari ba. Allah ya taimake mu. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
The special guest, former governor of Old Sokoto State, Malam Yahaya Abdul Karim, who emphasized that creating roads reaching the rural grassroots open up developments and opportunities for the rural communities. He asked the communities to be affected or as benefiting communities from these 3 road projects to continue to thank His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Sokoto State, Dr. Ahmad Aliyu Sokoto FCNE, and continue to pray for his success so that these roads projects and many more to come will be completed to the advantage of the overall development of Sokoto State.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وصلى الله على النبي الكريم. mai girma gwamnan jihar Sokoto Alhaji Ahmed Aliyu FCNA PhD, mai girma tsohon gwamnan jihar Sokoto distinguished senator Dr. Aliyu Magatakarda wa Mako, sarkin yamman Sokoto kuma sarkin yakin Sokoto, mai girma tsohon gwamnan tsohon jihar Sokoto,
former Minister of Police Affairs Muhammadu Maigaridin Gadi, being an indigent of Bodinga local government area of Sokoto State, is being invited to make a remark and place the flag of ceremony of these 3 road projects at Tashargao in Bodinga town, headquarters of Bodinga local government.
Your administration for bringing this very vital facility to the people of these areas. We cannot thank you more, particularly that this area is a farm, is an agriculturally intensive area, and this effort will go a long way in enhancing their farming production in these areas. There has not been, for more than 8 years now, we have not had any single development project in this local government area, with the exception, with the coming of Your Excellency, we have been able to start enjoying the benefits of dividends of democracy. So we will forever continue to thank you for these efforts, and we will continue to support you and to support your administration. Like the former governor of the former Sokoto state said, wherever there is road, there is going to be development. Where we don't have roads, there will be no development in those areas. So we cannot thank you more for these all-important projects that you have cited in Bodinga local government. I want to assure you that the people of Bodinga will forever remain grateful and will continue to support you and your administration. Kamar yadda na faɗa da aka ba mu dama domin mu nuna jin daɗinmu da godiyarmu bisa ga irin wannan karamci da gwamnatin mai girma Ahmed Aliyu ta yi muna a nan ƙaramar hukumar mulki ta Bodinga. Ko shakka babu waɗannan hanyoyi sun ratsa ƙauyukan da ya zan manoma ne, saboda haka waɗannan hanyoyi za su taimaka ƙwarai da gaske wajen raya waɗannan karkarin ne namu, kuma su ƙara kyautata noma da ci gaba a waɗannan ƙauyuka. Muna godiya ƙwarai da gaske, domin idan kuka lura fiye da shekara 8 da suka wuce, Bodinga ba mu taɓa samun hanya ko wani project wanda kai yau wannan kuɗaɗe da aka ambata, sai yanzu da gwamnatin jama'a, gwamnati mai tausayin talaka, gwamna mai son ganin shugaban jama'a ta mai girma Ahmed Aliyu Sokoto ya zo ya yi mana waɗannan hanyoyi. Ina tabbatar maka Your Excellency cewa mutane wannan ƙaramar hukumar mulki ba za su taɓa mantawa da wannan gagarumin karrama da kai musu ba, kuma za mu ci gaba da zama tare da kai, kuma tare da mutunta tafiyarka, kuma tare da riƙa hannu biyu mu kai ganga insha Allah tare da kai. Muna godiya, Allah ya saka da alheri, tare da fatan cewa jama'a da aka waɗannan abubuwan za su amfana da su, kuma za su ɗauke su nasu, da fatar Allah ya taimake mu baki ɗaya. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
The remark made by the immediate past Minister of Police Affairs, Muhammad Maigari Dengadi, is just like a thank you message delivered on behalf of the communities that are going to benefit from these road projects, being an indigent of Bodinga local government area of Sokoto State.
Your Excellencies, DJ is okay, DJ. Thank you.
Immediate past Minister of Police Affairs, Muhammad Maigari Dengadi, said they have limited words to thank His Excellency, Dr. Ahmed Aliyu Sokoto FCNE, for bringing these type of developments to the rural communities in Bodinga local government. Now, the APC leader in Sokoto State, Dr. Aliyu Magatakardawa Mako, and the Executive Governor of Sokoto State, Dr. Ahmed Aliyu Sokoto FCNE, the special guest, former Governor of Sokoto State, Malam Yahya Abdul Karim, are moving toward the caterpillar to drive it, symbolizing the flag off of the construction of the 3 road projects, 2 in Bodinga local government and one in Silame local government area of Sokoto State. The roads include 11.6 kilometer Tashargao Darhele Sifawa Road and the 4.6 kilometer Takatuku Daudawa Road, as well as 7.6 kilometer Gande Tomale Gwahitu and the Fako Road in Silame local government areas of Sokoto State. APC leader and his son, the executive governor of Sokoto State, are now dressed, including the special guest, are dressed like engineers approaching the caterpillar after the unveiling of the text written symbolizing the flag of the construction of these 3 roads.
Executive Governor of Sokoto State.
Guest, former governor of former Sokoto State, Malami Haya Abdul Karim, alongside the executive governor of Sokoto State, Dr. Ahmed Aliyu Sokoto FCNA, and the APC leader in Sokoto State, in fact, leader for the Northwest geopolitical zone of the country, Senator representing Sokoto North District Head, Senatorial District, Dr. Aliyu Magateka Dwamoku, have now unveiled their plaque and are moving slowly toward the caterpillar where the special guest will drive it slowly to mark the official flag off of the construction of 3 road projects at this moment and at this location, Tashargao, the venue in Bodinga, the headquarters of Bodinga local government area in Sokoto State. Special guest, Malami Haya Abdul Karim, the former governor of former Sokoto State, flagging off officially the construction or the commencement of the construction of 3 road projects in Sokoto State. He has been accompanied by the executive governor of Sokoto State, Dr. Ahmed Aliyu Sokoto FCNA. This is the formal and official flag-off ceremony being performed as part of activities lined up to mark the anniversary of 100 days in office by the administration of Governor Ahmed Aliyu Sokoto FCNA in Sokoto State.
Thank you,
The three road projects, the length is over 23 kilometers with the cost implication of over 3 billion naira. And the work is in collaboration by the Sokoto State government in collaboration with the Rural Access and Agricultural Marketing Project of the Presidency. So these roads, when completed, are going to make a greater impact in socio-economic life of the rural communities. The transportation, which has been so challenging for many years, in fact over decades, is going to be eased by the completion of these projects. Transportation of the agricultural produce and other goods and services will be a simple one. It is now very critical to reach some of these villages, even on Okada, because of the cost of the fuel products, where you can reach for 500 naira before, it's going to cost more than 2,000 naira for you to reach because of the terrain. That is why the communities of these areas have every reason to thank the effort of the current administration in Sokoto State and continue to pray to see the completion of these projects for overall development of their areas. Guest said while he was making a remark before flagging off the construction of the projects, he said no matter how remote a village is, if it is closer to a good road,
اللهم أحسن عاقبتنا في أمور كلها وأجرنا من خزي الدنيا بالآخرة اللهم نروقك كتابكي ما جماعنا أهم علو الله كبير منكم وقاتوش سنا الخير الله كسنا على خير على الأمة رسا الله كتابكيشي أيوكا قال دوكونا الخير الله كواشي يكون دشكاسو الله كما جابورا الله كتابكي ما جماعنا سنتا علو أمكو Allah ka ba shi lahiya ga jikinsa ka sanya alkhairi ga duka al'amuransa Allah ka wa lahiya zama lahiya da kuma lahiya Allah ka kawo mana zama lahiya a cikin wannan jiha da wannan ƙasa baki daya Allahumma a'izz al-islam wal muslimin wa ajil ash-shirk wal mushrikin wa dami a'da'in Allahumma habbib ilayna al-iman wa zayyinhu fi qulubina wa karrih ilayna al-kufra wal fusuq wal isyan واجعلنا من الراشدين برحمتك يا ارحم الراحمين ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنه وفي الاخره حسنه وقنا عذاب النار سبحان ربك رب العزه عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Special prayer marking the end of the program by the Grand Kadi of Sokoto State, Kadi Shoaibu Sodangi Achida.
Ina Bobby, ina ST. Zama is point ina ta. Your Excellencies, it's now time for the national anthem. The national anthem, Your Excellencies.
brings us to the end of the official flag-off of the construction of 3 road projects at Tashargao in Bodinga, the headquarters of Bodinga local government area in Sokoto State, officially performed by the special guest, former governor of Sokoto State, Malami Haya Abdul Karim. I am Dalhatu Abdullahi from NTA Sokoto Network Center, thanking all of you for being with us. Goodbye.
This is the network service of the NTA.
To Your Health in Your Hands. I'm Dr. David Ajibade with the Brain and Body Foundation. Now, if you remember, a couple of years ago, I did a show, an episode called Why Blacks Die First. And we looked at a lot of things that kind of like separate us from, white people, especially being in Nigeria, being in different environments, our lifestyles, our food, our diet, our genes. And there were a few things I pointed out. For instance, vitamin D. We said how that we as Black people tend not to have as much vitamin D as white people, except, of course, if you're out in the sun without your clothes on. Maybe you're working on the farms or you're hawking stuff in the streets. But for the most part, we are deficient or we have less amounts of vitamin D. And I try to explain how that can affect your health in the long run, starting from when you're a child, and how that can set you at a deficit. And we talked about the importance of supplements. Well, shortly after that show, COVID came around the scenes and people were dying all over the world. And again, I kept on emphasizing vitamin D, not because it's a prevention or a cure for COVID-19, but because it helps with the immune system. And one of the things that we knew about the COVID-19 was that it targets the immune system. It sort of revs it up, makes the immune system more aggressive and making the immune system attack your organs and other parts of your body. So we talked about vitamin D again and again. And of course, we also had a few other doctors like Dr. Ejionwe who talked about some of the blood tests that they are seeing that Black people tend to have in the United States, lesser amounts of. One of the things that she pointed out that I didn't know existed was that we as Black people have more iron deficiency and anemia, and we have lower red blood cell counts than white people do. Now, these may just be like trivia to you, but in the long run, some of these things really, really, really matter. So it was my passion really to really find out and really go into this whole topic and see more and more about how we can point out to you, the average layperson, the things that we as Black people must be aware of so that we can take the right precautions, whether it's diet, supplements, lifestyle changes, so that we do not fall prey to many of the conditions that we are seeing that Black people have more of. For example, cancer, prostate cancer, breast cancer, we are by far. And our guest today is going to talk about them some more, so I don't want to jump into that too much. But one aspect that really concerns me is Alzheimer's disease. Black people are twice as more likely to have Alzheimer's disease and have it worse than white people do. And there's a lot of research into Alzheimer's disease, not as much into Alzheimer's disease in Black people. So it's very important that we continue to explore this and investigate this. Now, without much further ado, I'm going to introduce our guest today. His name is Dr. Greg Hall, and he is in the Cleveland, Ohio area. I hope I got that right. He's going to say a few more things about what he does.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Great opportunity.
Absolutely. I'm seriously hoping this is only going to be the first of very, very, very many, as many as you can afford for us. So let's get into your work and your passion, because I see that this is going on. Let's say a few things about what you do and how far you've been doing it.
Yeah, well, thanks so much. I've been a doctor I graduated in 91. I finished residency in 94. So I'm coming up on my 30th year in practice. Wow. As most Black doctors in whatever hospitals or wherever they are, you're always asked to speak about health disparities and the differences in the care and the things of that nature, whether you really are interested in it or not. And I was appointed probably 20 years ago to Ohio Commission on Minority Health, the Ohio Commission on Minority Health, and I knew nothing about health disparities. I mean, I knew nothing about them. Right? I had gone through medical school, pre-med, residency, and never had anyone talk about health disparities. If you can imagine that, I knew nothing about it. So when I was appointed, and so now I've been appointed to a 12-man commission about health disparities, and I'm one of the 12 that knows nothing about it, right? And so I started reading before the first meeting, and as it were, I have great attendance for stuff, right? So within a year, I was the vice chairman of the Ohio Commission on Minority Health. And within a few years of that, I was the chair, and I had to give a talk every time. I would give an educational session at the beginning of each of these commission meetings we'd have in Columbus, the state of the capital of Ohio. We'd have every other month. And so every other month I'd have to put together a talk, and I would see that, African American, I would just see all this staggering information that I didn't know about, most people didn't know about. And most of the people on the commission, I wasn't the only one who kind of didn't know about these things. And the largest burden by far was always African American. And as part of this commission, we were to address Hispanic, Latino, and Asian American health. And so I had to always make a point of trying to wedge in some Hispanic, Latino health problems or some Asian American health problems. But it was always just so much African American death and dying and disease. I always spent more time on that. And I felt like, I'm Black, and now I'm spending more time on Black stuff. I'm not being fair, right? So, but what I learned is, it's not a minority health problem. It's a Black health problem. It's an African American health problem. That's the problem. Here in America, the Asian Pacific Islanders have an average life expectancy of 86, right? Wow. African Americans have a life expectancy of 74. This is men and women combined, right? American males, we're 72, right? So so that 12-year difference between the life expectancy of an African American and an Asian American, white Americans average is 78, right? So they don't live as long as Hispanic Latinos or Asian Americans who have the longest life expectancy. So our health problems are not minority health problems. Our health problems are African American health problems and also Native American health problems. But in Ohio, there are not a lot of Native Americans, so it wasn't a population that I was actually seeing. So once I realized that the problem wasn't minority health, wasn't urban health, wasn't diversity health, it was African American health, and I wanted to say it. So, we've got to put a name to it. So I even though the commission was looking at that, I said, when I'm done with my term here, I'm going to focus and zoom in on the real problem with health disparities, which is African American health. And so I just started reading about, whenever I'm in my spare time, I'm reading about African American health. I'm writing about African American health. I'm speaking about African American health. I'm putting African American name in the title, right? When I wrote the book, Patient-Centered Clinical Care for African Americans, the book got rejected 8 times. And they kept saying, write about Hispanic Latinos, write about Asian Americans. I don't know anything about them. I don't have any patients. I might have 5 Asian American patients, in my practice. Even fewer Hispanic Latinos, but they want it to be a minority problem. And so if you address it as a minority problem, the issues that Hispanic and Latino Americans face, usually language barrier issues. It's not, and it may be some poverty issues. African Americans have more trust issues. We have, issues related to diet and culture. to where we live, to lead exposure, to health illiteracy, to just illiteracy in some cases, poor schools, right?
Yeah.
And so our problems are different than Asian American problems related to something totally different. So it's been very rewarding because I become this national expert, which is crazy to me, on African American health. It's crazy that I had to be the person to write the first book on it, and to be the first person that says their practice, that they specialize in it, be the first person to set up a nonprofit that has it in the name. And right now at University Hospital, we're establishing a center for African American health. And it's just fantastic. And that's going to be the first in the country. And people say, well, why didn't, this historically Black college do it, or this historically, why? I don't have the answer. I don't know why they didn't do it, but I know why I am doing it and why I'm going to keep doing it, because I think I can see the needle moving.
Oh, so you're seeing people begin to turn around, people in the medical health profession, or just the lay people? I mean, when you say needle moving, what do you mean by that?
Everybody gets it, right? So, okay. So my book has already been picked up for the second edition, right? So all the begging I had to do for the first, people are buying.
Now they're begging you.
Now they're saying we got a second edition. I don't even know when I'm at the time to write. But now I don't have to get all those rejections in order to do that. When we set up this center we're in the process of setting up the Center for African American Health at University Hospitals here in Cleveland. It's been shocking to me how well the community has embraced it. People of all races are nodding their head. Yes, we do need that. It is time for that, and it's time for, people are kind of tired of hearing about health disparities, and no one's, we spent a lot of time complaining. I spent a lot of time complaining about Black health outcomes and complaining about health disparities. And I really got tired of complaining, really, and said, I'm going to do something. I'm going to develop a multivitamin. I'm going to write a book about it. I'm going to, we're going to start a center, and we're going to start doing research. And Black people will accept research from another Black person than they would accept it from, someone else.